Well, students of class 7th, now today we are going to discuss about the history lesson 3rd, the Delhi Sultanate. This is the last chapter of social studies in half yearly portion. So, first we are going to discuss about the Delhi Sultanate. The period between 1206 to 1525 is known as the period of Delhi Sultanate or Delhi Sultans. There are 5 ruling dynasties dominated the scene during this period. They were those of the Slavs dynasty, the Khilji dynasty, the Tughlaq dynasty, the Said dynasty, and the Lodi dynasty. Before this, in 1206, when Muhammad Ghori was killed and his Indian positions fell under the control of his slave and military general Qutbuddin Aibak. From there, the rule of slave dynasty and that of the Delhi Sultans begins. Historical sources, whatever told us about Sultanate period, we have no accuracy of historical sources. Various court chronicles, travelers' accounts, and historic buildings came up to our help. Court Chronicle says histories written by the court chronicles of various Delhi sultans from an important source about this time. Among them, Amir Khusro, who has written Tughlaqnama and Tarikh Alai Ziauddin Barni's Tarikh Firoz Shahi, Futuhat-e-Firoz Shahi by Sultan himself. Sultan himself means Firoz Shah Tughlaq. These are the main chronicles and throw a good deal of light on the personality and main event of the different Delhi sultans. Travelers' account, whatever the travelers had written, many foreign travelers who visited India during this period also throw light on the personality and reign of different sultans. Among them, the name of Ibn Battuta, Marco Polo, and Nikata Afnasi are well known. Whatever the historical buildings constructed during the period of Delhi Sultans, they had told us something about that, like historical buildings of this period like Qutub Minar, Quatul Islam Masjid, Alai Darwaja, Tomb of Ghiyasuddin Tughlaq, Tughlaqabad, Hauj Khas, Firoz Shah Kotla, Lodi Tomb, etc. themselves speak about the artistic taste of different Delhi sultans. But the Delhi Sultanate begins with the slave dynasty. After the death of uh, Muhammad Ghori in 1206, his slave Qutbuddin Aibak was being the successor of Muhammad Ghori, the first Sultan of slave dynasty. He was a general of Muhammad Ghori and ruled over the territory conquered by Ghori in India. After Ghori's death, Qutbuddin began to rule as an independent ruler. He was a kind-hearted and generous man. Due to his generosity, He was called Lakh Bucks. He built the Qatul Islam Mosque in Delhi and started the construction of Qutub Minar. Meanwhile, after he started the construction of Qutub Minar, he very shortly he was died and the construction was incomplete. Thereafter, he was succeeded by Iltutmish, whose name was Samsuddin Iltutmish, and he was the son-in-law of Qutbuddin Aibak. He is regarded as the real founder of the Delhi Sultanate. He shifted the seat of governance from Lahore to Delhi. Before him, the capital was considered in Lahore, but he had shifted from Lahore to Delhi, owing to which Delhi came to occupy the premier position of the capital of Hindustan. He consolidated the Delhi Sultanate by extending his control up to the Indus and the whole of Multan and Sindh. He brought under his control the Rajput territories of Bayana, Ajmer, and Sambhar. Iltutmish created an entire new class of ruling elite which was called the Chalisha or the group of 40. Thereafter, Rajia Sultan. Before his death, the, before his death, Iltutmish nominated his daughter Rajia as his successor because he has four sons and no one would be eligible to rule over the Sultanate. Rajia was Rajia Sultan was unique in history of the Delhi Sultanate. She was the first and last woman Muslim ruler of the medieval period. She was brave, intelligent, and just woman. She dressed like a man and personally led her army in a battle. Still, sorry, but the noble did not like the idea of being ruled by a woman. A chronicler of his Minhaj-e Siraj recognized that Razia was more able and qualified than all her brothers. Still, he thought that the queen's rule went against the ideal social order created by God. Ultimately, she was killed in 1240. After the death of Rajia and till the accession of Balban, many kings came to the throne. Of these, Nasiruddin Muhammad ruled for a long time from 1246 to 1266. None of the ruler, however, could provide stability to the empire. Thereafter, all were mere puppet in the hands of the powerful nobles. Thereafter, Ghiyasuddin Balban, who enthroned in 1266, it was a mark it was marked the beginning of an era which was characterized by. According to this, he had adopted the Iranian theory of kingship. According to this theory, the king was divine and was the shadow of God on earth, and hence must be obeyed. It was inscribed in the coins issued by him. He introduced the Persian custom of Sijda and Pebos. He kept the nobility under strict control and created a strong system to keep them in check. Balban brought about reforms in the internal administration. He enforced law and other and reorganized the army. He constructed road and made arrangements for interstate traffic. The judiciary